Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to show and tell number 236. So, again, move us away from the wall there. Again, it's been a very busy week. Was sick actively until Tuesday. I'm filming this Thursday, the 29th. Yesterday was Troy's birthday, and unfortunately, he spent this week sick. He started feeling a little crackly, sneezy over last week, shortly after I started getting sick, and he's finally only now just getting back to work. So it's been a little. Once again, if I have another like major coughing fit or something, I will try to cut that out of the video. So if there's a jump cut, that's probably what happened in there. But I'm feeling a lot better. I'm still having some random coughing, any type of irritation, dust, floofs, cat fur that gets into my airway can set me off into another coughing fit, although I'm no longer taking cold and cough medicine. So I'm way more coherent now than I have been for most of the last week. So, yeah, that's been a thing. I have my mug from Kickwheel Studio. Coffee, hot coffee. It is 8:30 in the morning right now, so anyway, I have a bunch of stuff to show you guys for this week. Lots of works in progress, lots of progress updates. I do have one acquisition I want to share with you guys, but before we get to it, so because of the kerfuffle for the last couple weeks with the Southern Comfort Fiber Market and those videos coming out and being sick last week and everything else, I did want to circle back to some comments that I received on my video about hot takes and from my comments and PMs and emails that I've received from you guys. I am fine. If somebody does not like me using my fancy yarn to crochet, I want you guys to understand, personally, I am fine. Yes, it's disappointing. Yes, it's frustrating, but it makes me really hot under the collar, as you guys notice, and not because of where I am today, but because of where I used to be as a knitter and a crocheter, and how often I see fellow crocheters coming under censure for using the good yarn in crochet. And once again, good yarn in quotes. It's a very nasty thing to me. It's a very irritating thing to me. And it's something that does, not for my sake today, but for where I used to be and for where I see a lot of crocheters in their crochet journey at. I didn't even think about it, but once again, fancy yarn. That was crocheted in my scarf today. This is the trellis shawl, and this is using wildflowers from Hypnotic Yarns Yarnable. This was one of the projects I did when I was reviewing this subscription box. Yeah, I want to say thank you guys so much for the supportive comments, not just for me, but for each other in the comment sections of that video. I hate drama, and I hate addressing drama, talking about drama, or things that are going to make anybody feel uncomfortable or attacked. But this is something that I do feel very passionately about. There is no reason a crocheter cannot use the nice yarn. While crochet does take up a little bit more yarn than knitting, to be honest, in most cases, it tends to be a nominal amount of extra yarn. Unless you're doing some very heavy texture stitch, you can get a neckerchief out of 100 grams of yarn, whether you crochet it or knit it. The last little 5-gram extra you're going to have might be 6 grams if you knit it and 5 grams if you crochet it. Most crochet patterns that really do focus on using fancy yarns tend to not be yarn eaters, really. Not like, double layer back, post stitches and things like that. A lot of them are meant to be drapey and light and flowy, taking advantage of things like the bamboo or the wool or whatever textile fiber you were using. So I want to say thank you guys so much for the comments you left in that video. And then ironically, this morning, I was sitting there knitting, drinking my first cup of coffee this morning, and I came across the channel Flourish, Faith, and Fiber. And right now she is like on episode 8, I believe, of her crocheting bougie wearables. So she is using the good yarn to crochet wearables. And the first project she did was Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches, shirt, one of the ones that she did for the yarn crawl that she was doing. So I'm going to tag her and Jennifer in the description box down below. I know Jennifer's been really trying very hard to crochet the good yarn, show that you can get beautiful projects from crocheting the good yarn. But yeah, I did just kind of want to open up this video to say thank you for the support. Thank you for supporting each other. And yes, crochet the good yarn. You are just as worthy of making nice heirloom quality wearables as a knitter is. And just for the record, things like christening gowns and stuff like that, these beautiful elaborate lace patterns, frequently are crocheted, not knitted. I've seen one elaborate knitted christening gown, and that's about it. So there is a beautiful history of crochet, crochet lace, crochet accessories that we should still be honoring, and honoring with the good yarn too. So off my soapbox real quick. If you have a tickle, not the fun. So anyway, what is in my big old box of goodies? Or my big laundry bin of goodies, which by the way, once again, my big bin, it's an IKEA laundry basket. I would not keep it in a place where you're going to be stacking your laundry baskets because they do tend to suction down together. But as far as like a tote to carry a big project around or a whole bunch of little projects, it's a good tote. I get asked about the aqua tote all the time. IKEA laundry basket. So first off, here at the top of my basket, I have a sweater. I will put the pattern name on screen because I forgot to bring my clipboard up here. I am knitting this in the T2 through T4 size. As with most children's garments, it is very, very hard to... It's not like adult sizes. A lot of times they oversize the body and the sleeves so they extend across multiple years of wear potentially. So this is a T2, T4. I am really hoping this fits my niece, who is a T4 size. My brother did say that a lot of the things that they're getting do have slightly longer sleeves. I'm going to follow the pattern. It looks like it's going to fit her through the chest, and the head hole is definitely large enough for her little bean. So I love how this is turning out. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby and Drizzle Me This. I just went into my stash and went to find something that was kind of fun and funky and a little whimsical. And of course I do love a speckle or two, but I want to make sure this is something that my brother and sister-in-law can wash easily and stuff. So, you know, wash on delicate, and I will tell them to air dry it, just because I do think that makes handmade garments tend to hold up better, and particularly sweaters. But as they're in Ohio, it's a lot colder there than it is here in South Carolina. And I hope she enjoys it. I hope it fits. Next up in here. Try to find my way around the basket easily. Let's go for the socks. So I've been working on socks while I was walking, and working on socks in the car because we both got sick. We weren't going anywhere, and obviously I was not walking. So I only got about an inch done on my meadow stripe socks. So I'm hoping to get these done before the end of the month. I've got 1 week left in summer sock camp and 1 week left in Knit All the Yarn podcast, Knit All the Stripes make along. So I would at least like to get these done. The Atomic Hermione Everyday Socks are on the cuff. I haven't touched them. I feel that tickle starting. At least we're to the point it's just a tickle. Colds are not fun. Just for the record, the kids did go back to school here. So when we had my birthday party, both of my grandkids have already been back to school. And we do believe somebody brought a cootie from the back to school cooties. There have been colds and COVID going around here. Like I said last week, I did take the vid test. I was clear. Just a cold. Pain in the butt cold, but a cold nonetheless. I'll just save my big project for last. So last week I shared with you guys, I had finished my corner to corner, 2 at a time, Lion Brand cupcake in robin's egg, Lion Brand mandala in centaur. And I did a double crochet hat to go with that. So that set, other than weaving in the ends on the house, is on the hat. That is ready to be donated this winter. I think of the goal of 50, I've only hit like maybe 20 sets. So I need to get on the ball for that. I do kind of have a plan that I'm hoping to hit in maybe October or November. I'm not sure. I want to do a fun thing with trying to get these hats made. So in finishing that, I did get some more rows put into my corner to corner 2 at a time blanket. Unfortunately, that was my last cake of centaur. I thought everything on my wall was in sets of 4s, but apparently I had a set of 3. So the half ball of centaur that was left over from the first set is now in the second set, and I'm finishing off the robin's egg with the second set. So I've already started that. So I am adding in the half ball of robin's egg now, but until I'm done with the next set, I won't be able to add any more. But I did have a substantial amount left over. So I finished off that cake of aqua that I'm not sure what it was. That's where we are in there. Starting to run out of room of places to put things. I did do some spinning, because when you're sick, that's what you do. You just sit. So this is using the Hobby Lobby Yarn Bee Showstopper. It is definitely still kinky. So I did soak and thwack because it does have 15% wool in it, but it is mostly acrylic and polyamide. And of course, now I can't find my ball band, which I literally just saw 2 seconds ago. The colorway is Winter Solstice. And this is 50% acrylic, 35% polyamide, and 15% wool. So I did spin all 10 ounces. And I ended up with a 6-ounce hank, which I'm really happy with. There is some over twisting in this one. And part of that is just because it's not a natural fiber. And while the staple length is long, it's irregular. And when I was plying the second set, which this is another 4 ounces here, it did do some weird things. So I did spin and ply this on the Kiwi 3, which is the spinning wheel Troy got me for my birthday this year. So one of the things I'm going to have to do, I think I'm going to wind this off onto my Swift. And then I'm going to steam it while it's on the Swift, which will help bring out the last of the kink. Part of that is over twisting, and part of that is some of the just irregularities, and particularly with this one. I don't have as many floofs and irregularities on this one, but I do have somewhat ended up being over twisting in some sections, and I'm not sure kind of what happened with that. So anyway, not perfect. I do like it. It will knit or crochet up very nicely. But I am going to have to steam the hanks. But oddly enough, this is 10 ounces. The other one was 8 ounces that I'd finished last week. So that does take me to my 1 pound of fleece spun this year. So I did hit another goal for this year. I'm very pleased with myself. And for some reason I left last week's yarn in here, so let's take another look at this beauty, which I'm still over the moon with how the 70 sunrise turned out. The new yarn is $11 wraps per inch. So once again, it's on the finer side of 4. And the twist on the final yarn is, I can't tell. I can't sit down with my llama measure cord. Anyway, very, very happy, very pleased. Did have fun with it. Definitely easier on my knee with the double treadle versus the single treadle. Let's see what else is in the bottom of my basket here. I think that may be it, except for my last finished object. So, my last finished object is my kimono sweater. So, this will not be a pattern. Things did not work out as I had hoped. So, last time we saw this, I was working on the bottom edge. And I was right here. So, I finished this entire bottom edge. And then I came around the entire outside of it, which you can probably see better here, doing half double crochets. And then I did a reverse single crochet around it. And I realized how heavy this was getting. So this is just shy of 1 pound. And as I wanted this to be a summer cover-up, I really didn't think having like a 1.5 pound cover-up was going to be what I wanted. So I did decide to not put a collar on it, which meant I had to make alterations to the back to take up some of the slack from where I had intended that to be taken up with a collar. So I did do some short round rows here at the back of the neckline to kind of fill in what I had left open. Now it does still rise on my tuchus higher than I had wanted, but it's okay. We will survive this. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna go over there, show you what it looks like. Okay, so you guys can see it's definitely a little bit larger than what I had initially been aiming for. Maybe I should have turned off the overhead there, but we do have good length. It covers the pooch. It goes down below the areas I prefer to cover when I am not in the water. I do like where it hits on the elbow. I love the way the bottom band looks, especially with the striping nature of the yarn. I like the addition of the change of direction, but you can see we do have it rise right here in the center over my tuchus. Now, because this is so big, it's bigger than I had planned on it being, because I did not nip it in with the collar, which had been the original plan. It does fluffle back here a little bit. So if I add ties to this, we could still overall get a good fit. Okay, so up close, some more things we can notice. Once again, I do really like the change of direction of the color from the bottom to the top, but you can definitely tell where we have extra rows here at the back of the neck. It's not the end of the world. It's just not the finished garment that I was looking for at the time I made it. It is definitely larger than anticipated. I could come in and do internal ties, kind of like a bathrobe, so you can tie it from the inside and then do a more decorative tie for the outside, which would hold it, you know, closed in a more wrapped style. I have a lot of different minor options at this point of what I can do to create maybe a slightly better shape, but the rise at the tuchus was one of the things I was trying to reduce, which is why I was annoyed when I realized how heavy this was getting. Yeah, so that didn't quite work out to plan. Now it's fairly basic for what I did do. So I did 2 rows of half double crochet, a fillet row, 4 rows of half double crochet, then a cross stitch row, 4 rows of half double crochet, then this little bobble stitch, 4 rows, bobble stitch, 4 rows, cross, 4 rows, fillet, 4 rows, cross, 1 row, cross, 1 row, cross, 4 rows, and then we just repeated back across. If I had known I was not going to put a collar on this, I would have raised this section here. It's done in 1 piece straight across, and left, these are short rows. So I would have probably brought those short rows up to about here to give me an even drop on the bottom and the front, because the side really isn't what I'm concerned with. I'm concerned with covering my belly and stuff and covering my tuchus. So there are definitely some things that I would do differently. And then when I came across the bottom, it's 2 rows of double crochet, the bobble, 4 rows cross, 4 rows double, and then the border row was a row of half double crochet around the entire outside of the garment, and then a row of reverse single crochets around it to create a firm edge. And I did, as I said before, when I seamed the side, what I did is I did a single crochet up, chain 1, did a connecting single crochet. So I singled here while connecting it to the previous here. So we have a nice flat seam, even on the inside. And when I came back through, I did a row of reverse single crochet on the sleeves. So I do try to do as much seamless, fewer joins as possible to do this. But yeah, I like how it turned out. It's just not the garment I was looking for. So this is using 2 balls of Moonstone and Lion Brand Shawl in a Ball, and 1 ball of Tranquil Teal. So my 3rd ball of Moonstone was Moonstone on the outside with like an entire ball of Tranquil Teal on the inside. Not wanting to mess around with it too much. I thought at first it was just like there was sparkle missing, but this is clearly a different color down here, but it ended up working out perfect. I had a little leftover of the Moonstone, so I was able to do the reverse single crochet completely in the Moonstone. So of what I had of the Tranquil Teal, that's all I have left. And this is what I have left of the Moonstone. So I have plenty to do, say like an internal tie and then an external kind of more like belt to belt it closed. But yeah, very happy with that. I do think because I have a half piece of Pixie up here, I'm going to keep these scraps together as I work through my shawl in a ball here and come up with some sort of like scrappy shawl project, because so many of these colors definitely work together, with the exception of probably the green, olive green in this one. All of my colors coordinate very nicely. So I think I'm just going to keep my scraps together, and we'll do one big project at the end out of the scraps for the shawl in a ball. I do have this sorted with my bulky weight yarns just because it works best on a J or larger hook. I have also looked at a knitted sweater pattern that used this, which I thought was really cute. And there was a crochet pattern that I thought was really cute. So I am mulling around some more ideas of what to do with my shawl in a ball. Again, it's not something I reach for that often. I like it. I love the way it works up, especially with a larger hook. But I'm just not reaching for it. Same thing with the rest of my bulkies. I'm just not reaching for those necessarily. I've been really into truly fine weight yarns more. So it's kind of, that's a me problem. That's a me thing. So one last thing, I do have an acquisition. It kind of ended up being an accidental impulse purchase. So I was poking around on Etsy, actually looking for something specific. But because I had been looking for Halloween colored rovings, which I did not find, I did happen to come across, it said like, you might also be interested in this. And I saw it and I was like, oh, that's really pretty. So the first one was this one. So I got, actually, they sell theirs in 6 ounces. So I do have 12 ounces of this. This is the color Neon Lights. It's 100% Merino, 6 ounces, 170 grams. And I also, to ply it with, and I may also use an undyed wool and do a 3-ply with this. This is Very Pink, which is also 100% Merino, 170 grams. And these guys are Divine Dye Work. I will leave them in the description box down below in case you want to go check them out. But they were running like a 50% off sale. I mean, it was a substantial sale. And there's a note on the invoice. Thank you for your purchase. If you heart your fiber, please leave us a review. And they used a little heart sticker. So yes, I will definitely go back and leave them a review. This got here super fast. They had the label printed that night and then it was in the mail the next day. And I think I got it like 2 days later. So they're out of Florida. Got to me very fast. I'll let you know how I like it as we go. I definitely like the tonal in the pink here. And I love the hit of yellow in the candy stripes here. So, but I could do a 3-ply, do a white, a pink, and a neon. Or I could save one of the pinks and do 2 and 1. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But for the price these were, I really couldn't say no for the colors that I loved because I was genuinely very much in love with these as soon as I saw them. So I do have one fiber acquisition. Did I need another one? No, I just bought a ton of fiber the other day. I didn't need it, but this is 100%. I mean, come on. That's so Carrie color palette. Yeah, kind of hard to say no, especially for like a substantial sale. So anyway, I will link things down below in the description box. Go check those out. There are also my affiliate links and all that stuff are down there. So if you want to get on that Yarnable wait list, you can go ahead and click right over there. If you want to go shopping to see what Hypnotic has, you can do that. I did fix my Premiere link, I believe. Things happen. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. As long as my voice continues to hold out, I am planning on filming the next segment of Getting to Know Your Fibers. So anyway, I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you real soon. Bye, you guys.